Hi, I'm Anne-Marie Kaysen, Risk Communication Specialist for the Kentucky Division of Water. I'll be your instructor for this educational module titled Understanding Risk of Severe Storms and Severe Winter Storms. The purpose of this module is to explain what risk is and how risks for severe storms, hail, tornadoes, and severe winter storms specific to the state of Kentucky can potentially affect its residents. Risk is the potential that a chosen action or activity, including the choice of inaction, will lead to a loss or an undesirable outcome. The notion implies that a choice having an influence on the outcomes exists or existed. Risk can also be defined as future issues that can be avoided or mitigated rather than present problems that must be immediately addressed. Vulnerability refers to the susceptibility of a person, group, society, or system to a risk, such as physical or emotional injury or attack. It is also the extent to which changes could harm a system or to which a community can be affected by the impact of a hazard. The risk assessment in the Kentucky State Enhanced Hazard Mitigation Plan includes an overview of the types of all natural hazards that can affect the state. The state of Kentucky is vulnerable to a wide array of natural hazards which threaten life and property. Through research of the historic impacts, 13 hazards are emphasized in the Kentucky State Hazard Mitigation Plan. The focus of today's lesson will be severe storms and severe winter storms. Additional modules are available to discuss the other hazards listed in the State Hazard Mitigation Plan. Severe weather occurs from the same conditions that generate ordinary thunderstorms: atmospheric moisture, lift, and instability. A severe thunderstorm is a term designating a thunderstorm that has reached a predetermined level of severity. Often, this level is determined by the storm being strong enough to inflict wind or hail damage. Kentucky is affected every year by severe thunderstorm systems which move across the region. As climate change continues to be an area of debate, one thing is certain: severe weather is more destructive and dangerous with each passing year. Hazards of severe thunderstorms include cloud-to-ground lightning, large hailstones, tornadoes, and flash flood. Flood is discussed further in the Understanding Flood Risk module. Hail is precipitation in the form of lumps of ice associated with thunderstorms. It is formed when tiny droplets of water collect on small objects such as insects and dust. When the raindrop rises high enough on updrafts, it freezes and falls back down to earth, then is carried back up by the wind, allowing it to form additional layers of ice until it is too large to be supported by the wind. Hail can be dangerous when it reaches size over a quarter. Large hail accounts for much crop destruction and can break glass, shatter windshields, kill livestock, and dent cars. There are about 4,800 hailstorms every year in the U.S., and most often accompany thunderstorms in the spring and fall. There has been one instance in Kentucky that best demonstrates the destructive capacity of hailstorms. In April 1998, a severe line of storms passed through Adair, Warren, Barron, and Metcalfe counties in Kentucky. This storm system created hail in some areas which was recorded as baseball size. The city of Bowling Green was devastated by the massive amounts of hail falling from the line of storms. The total damage in the micropolitan statistical area was estimated at $510 million. Additionally, several people received minor injuries after being struck by falling hail. Hail is formed by severe thunderstorms in spring and fall and can cause damage to crops and property when it is of sufficient size. Tornadoes are formed when warm, moist air shoots upward in an updraft, meeting colder, drier air. As the air rises, it may meet varying wind directions at different altitudes, which act on the upward rising air, spinning it like a top. Tornadoes are somewhat common throughout Kentucky and have occurred in every month of the year. Unfortunately, the occurrence of a tornado is highly unpredictable. Tornadoes are most common in spring and least common in winter. Spring and fall experience peaks of activity, as those are the seasons when stronger winds, wind shear, and atmospheric instability are present. Tornado occurrence is highly dependent on the time of day because of solar heating. Worldwide, most tornadoes occur in the late afternoon between 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. local time. It's important to consider the majority of Kentucky is located in the most severe wind zone in the country. The state is historically highly vulnerable to tornado-related weather. Tornadoes can occur anywhere in Kentucky and are also associated with severe storms. They occur most often in spring and during the late afternoon. A winter storm is an event in which the dominant varieties of precipitation are formed which only occur at low temperatures, such as snow or sleet, or a rainstorm where ground temperatures are low enough to allow ice to form, such as freezing rain. Snow weight in excess of 10 pounds per square foot on trees and electricity lines can cause significant damage equal to that of strong tropical cyclones. Large amounts of snow which accumulate on top of man-made structures can lead to structural failure. Accumulations of ice during an ice storm caused by precipitation which freezes upon cold surfaces and leads to gradual development of a thickening layer of ice can be extremely destructive. Trees and vegetation can be destroyed and in turn may bring down power lines, causing loss of heat and communication outages. Roofs of buildings and automobiles may be severely damaged. Gas pipes can become frozen or damaged, causing gas leaks. The aftermath of an ice storm may result in severe flooding due to sudden thawing, with large quantities of displaced water, especially near lakes, rivers, and bodies of water. Kentucky's location makes it vulnerable to heavy snowfall. Its proximity to the Gulf of Mexico provides the necessary moisture source for precipitation all year. Kentucky is also north enough to be influenced by polar air masses. In January 2009, Kentucky experienced a severe winter storm which resulted in 769,000 power outages, 36 deaths, and around $616 million worth of damage. Severe winter storms cause dangers due to falling ice and snow, motor vehicle accidents, power loss, and structural damages due to falling limbs, and heavy accumulations of snow and ice. Although the example above is only one of many, multiple areas of Kentucky are affected by the consequences of severe winter weather each year. Hazards of severe thunderstorms include cloud-to-ground lightning, large hailstones, tornadoes, and flash flood. The entire state is at risk for severe thunderstorms. Hail is formed by severe thunderstorms in spring and fall, and can cause damage to crops and property when it's of sufficient size. Tornadoes can occur anywhere in Kentucky and are also associated with severe storms. They occur most often in the late afternoon of spring days. Severe winter storms are characterized by heavy snowfall and ice accumulation, which can damage structures, property, and vehicles. Damage to trees and vegetation can take down utility lines and cause power and communications outages. Kentucky is affected by severe weather each and every year.